Thank you for sharing.
What's your favorite color?
I think I used to have one. Some time ago.
Do you remember what it might have been?
Perhaps I can think on that. I'll
Let me
you
know if you Yeah, let me know if you remember. I'll make you something too.
As soon as Adrian Tanlail head desks, you hear a voice behind you, Adrian.
As Adrian head desks, Owen goes, yeah!
Yeah, and you hear a voice behind you, Adrian. You know, each time you do that, you lose a single IQ.
Adrian, I think, recognizes the voice.
Yes, he does.
And yet,
Who's this fella?
And yet I'm still standing, Chancellor. Chancellor Udlin.
When I heard you were back, I had to see you with my own eye.
Do Owen and Sybl hear this?
Yes.
Okay, so by this point, the ball of yarn has been intact enough, not as perfect, but intact, and the gift is about halfway done. She places her knitting down and goes over to introduce herself. Oh, you must be the Chancellor that, Adrian has told us much about you, and, my name is, Owen, and it's a pleasure to be here at your university.
Thank you. he pulls out he just pulls out a chair, whirls it around, and he just sits down. I didn't get all the details, so I'd appreciate it if you could fill me in.
All right, so basically what happened was the day I was grading one of the term papers, I ended up in a shadowy place along with 7 others. Well, 10 others, 2 of them were dead, but that's beside the point. We all ended up back here, got arrested by court guards. Lucy did the whole spiel about me not getting into the trouble again with the law enforcement. And we are now back here doing a bit of investigation of our own, and we're looking for some rooms for them. And we were hoping we can get some rooms for the night. If there are any spare dorms available.
If you don't mind, sir.
There are some new dorms that I suppose we could house you in. They're not being used. Tell me more about this place you were taken to, this shadowy place.
The closest I can get to, and I can't believe I missed this in my first go-around. I double-checked one of the books that I assigned last year. The book referenced a similar city by the name of Fultonthar.
Gesundheit!
I'm sorry? I must have misheard you.
Fultonthar, the city that disappeared into nothing but darkness.
You see him lean back, and he is like you see him like playing with his fingers. So you found a breakthrough. You're out of the rut.
Possibly. The problem is, from the earlier pet, as you saw me head desk. I have no idea where the heck it is.
Well, you do have a lead. Did anything out of the ordinary happen? Anything at all?
Lots of stuff.
Adrian looks down at his belt, at the belt. It glowed.
Among other things.
I'm sorry, what?
The sword I've been studying for the past 30 years, it glowed when I entered there. What are you thinking?
Now, if I recall correctly, you said that sword was found in the ruins of that King Bazaar, correct?
That's what my father's friend said, yeah.
Okay, so at the mention of King Bazaar, Olwen perks up a teeny bit. But continue.
Yeah, it's yeah, and he notices this. You see him looking at you with his one eye, just like, have you filled her in on your work?
Oh no, I'm just very interested in the heroes of Dominia and their adventures, and King Bazaar's ruins kind of play a part.
Yeah. Then you see him just kind of you see him just kind of roll his eye. Oh, all right.
AJ, the reluctant agreeance nod, like.
He has not honored me with sharing his work, but I'm sure it is excellent.
Yes. And I am guessing that there's other things he hasn't shared.
Which does not need to be said right now, Chancellor. But what I can disclose is that I've already told Toshimi this, so might as well say it. I double as an adventurer on the side.
Yes.
Oh, well, that explains. She kind of mimes scratching her back a little. That explains that.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I want to put you on leave.
Sir?
I'm sorry, did I do something?
No. I see an opportunity for the university to get a lot of money.
Oh.
And an actual pay raise this time?
Possibly.
Okay, out of character. The teacher in me felt that.
Full offense intended. But you've been in a rut with your research for a while.
That is true.
But something has changed. If you can get a breakthrough and figure out where you are transported, what's happening to your sword, you write a paper on that, and I can most certainly convince the mayor to give us a little bit more. He starts rubbing his fingers together with the universal sign of money. Consider another one of your archaeological digs sponsored.
Adrian visibly smiles. I like the sound of that.
Olwen is like, oh, wow, his face can do that?
Well, if we can hear Josh laughing in the background, even though it's not directly in his mic.
I'll get started on it
Are
right
you
away.
alright,
but,
Josh?
Yeah, pretend that was in character.
Okay.
I'll get started on it right away. But we do. I should say we'll get it. I'll get started on it as soon as I can. Tomorrow we do. Tomorrow, unfortunately, we do have to head to Mount Bolus for another side quest, as it were.
No, it's part of the case. In fact, actually, I think it could prove very useful to this Sultanthar place.
All right.
After all, you said you wanted to find out what happened to you, to Professor Adrian here and his companions. Well, it directly involves one of the companions.
Yeah. Oh, Chancellor, you might be able to help me out with this. He pulls out Josh, can you pull up the deity symbols?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, well, this was found at the site, in the crater that we popped up in. I recognize them as deity symbols. The top one, it's kind of obvious, the pentagram Asmodeus, crossed out, which I'm kind of curious about. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so at the mention of Big Red, Olwen prickles noticeably.
Bottom left, I see that dragon head. That's Bahamut.
Obvious.
The crescent with the sun in the middle, that's Corellin. The pyramid with the eye and the jagged things coming out, that's Bokob. Lucy helped me figure that one out. And the one on the right, the skull and the
you see his eyes widen in fear, and he immediately covers your mouth with his hand.
I know. Adrian puts up I know.
And you see him like still like his pupil is completely dilated.
And then he puts the gives the cut it out signs, like, I'll cut it. The other two I don't recognize. He points to the dancer and what looks like, I guess, sort of the rapier with the wings. Do those look? They don't look familiar to me, and Lucy couldn't figure that out either. Would you happen to? You're more in depth with Ernian than I am. Would you happen to recognize any of those deity symbols?
He's kind of pouring it over. Fortunately, I think you've gotten as far as I would have.
Hey,
I don't recognize those other two symbols. And I assume you've already. He looks at the rip. I assume you've already figured that part out.
The rip. Oh, the piece that's missing?
Yes. Okay.
I have not.
it was missing when it was shown to us. May I take a look? The one in between the moon and the question mark kind of looks weirdly familiar.
Does it? Adrian shows the symbol.
Alright, I'm gonna try,
You're gonna
would that be
try
Arcana, Religion?
religion.
Not a 12.
Hey, it's better than last time. I got a nat 1.
Okay, 14.
You do not recognize this symbol.
Okay, cause out of character, me, like, I kind of recognize it. And I already talked with you about it, Josh.
All right. He puts the information away. That's as far as I got. And the only thing
That is a little odd.
What?
Two methods of trying to cover up information on this thing. One with a red X and the other with ripping apart. Why do both?
I'm not exactly sure.
Hmm.
Adrian's thinking to myself, "Oh gosh, do I really have to consult my godmother regarding this?"
Godmother?
No, he's thinking to himself.
Okay, wasn't sure. Sorry.
Okay.
Voice, that just made my night.
All right. So he's looking it over. Two different methods of trying to cover something up. Think about this logically. They didn't want the one at the bottom left to be seen. And they weren't as careful as the one at the top, which either leads to believe that they weren't trying to conceal the top one, or whoever ripped that was trying to protect something.
Unfortunately, I don't know a spell powerful. Well, I do know there is a more powerful spell that allows me to look at that, but it's way out of my league currently.
Yes. I mean, another theory is that this could... Well, my theory, take it or leave it, is that this might be a hit list.
Oh.
Oh my.
Wait a minute, then... Oh, son of a gun, I am gonna have to do this.
What? Wait a minute. No. This cannot happen again. No. Owen starts panicking because gods plus death equals no. She's read too much.
Okay,
I
I want to
I
point
said
to...
this is a theory. This is a... Alright, Ellie, yes?
According to the chat, Hoshimi Flint and Seven have arrived, and Seven bumped into Sybil.
Ah. Oh. Seven bumped into, Sybil. Alright. Alright, so, alright, Sybil, if you want, you could, roleplay in the chat with the rest of them. While we're having this conversation. All right. Anywho.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Anywho. You see Chancellor Udalin say, "Hey, it was my theory." You know what the theory is?
Smart person has a theory, usually has some weight to it.
But
He just kind of folds his arms. Yes, I am an expert. I have earned the right to be listened to, but I have not earned the right to be believed without question.
I'll grant that.
Again, it's just a guess. But
Yes. That is just my guess and nothing more. Take it or leave it.
very well. We have... Adrian puts the sheet of paper away.
Yeah, he puts a sheet of paper away, and Chancellor Udalin puts a fit hand on Adrian's shoulder. You forget about your scientific thought for a second. Remember, science is a process. It is not something to be believed in like faith.
Adrian nods.
Science helps us arrive to the truth. Do not treat it as dogma, because that is antithetical to scientific thought.
I know, Chancellor.
Anything. So, I am very excited to see what all of you are able to come up with. But I should probably escort all of you to the dormitories, and I should probably tell you that we have rules. Yes, I know there are a lot of rambunctious teenagers and a lot of young adults who think that they can cruise through life consequence free, and think that they're invincible. These rules are in place to make sure that they don't hurt themselves. So if you'll follow me.
Sir, I'm a police officer. Sure you want to be telling me that there are people breaking the law over here?
He folds his arms. And
I was just asking if you were sure. That's all.
apologies, but our experiences with police officers haven't always been the best.
I can tell. She looks over at Adrian. Believe me, I understand.
All right. So I believe you're all heading towards the
Bedrooms.
You're heading over to the bedrooms, and we shall be taking a break. Before you enter the university door, before you enter the library doors, you actually see Lucy in front, and she kind of waves you down.
Can I help you, miss?
Yes. The Chancellor gave you your dorms, and it's right over there.
Ah, thank you. By the way, do you happen to know where Professor, I'm guessing, Adrian has gotten off to?
Yes. Everyone's retired for the evening. Everyone's sort of winding down. I can direct you.
Ah, thank you.
It's Rames taps you on the shoulder. I'll be heading back to my place. It's I gotta finish packing.
Sure. Oh, and if you have the time, could see if you can keep an eye on your captain, particularly if he decides he wants to visit the Carshare family.
I will try. No promises.
Out of character, by the way. Did I arrange to meet Pikria tomorrow?
Yeah. You arranged to meet her after she. Yes.
Yes, thought so. I was gonna meet her back at the.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So, you're directed towards the. So yes, Lucy directs you towards the dorms, and she looks to you. All right, so you're all right. So I suppose pick a roommate.
All right. I'm not seeing the dorms, so.
Okay.
I
So
guess
okay. So you can either room with Adrian, Sybl, or Flint.
I'll room with Flint.
All right.
That means Adrian gets Sybl.
That'll be
But-
interesting.
Good night,
I cannot wait.
Professor.
You know what? You know what? I want that RP right now. Okay. I am here with popcorn, okay? I am
Then
here for that.
Calm
Alright.
Then
thy
again,
neurons,
Adrian-
woman.
Then again, Shylan and Sybil would make quite the odd couple pairing. He's a terrifying...
We'll get there later.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right. So,
But yeah, he's gonna knock on the door to Flint's room.
1 second. Hang on. 5 seconds. 10 seconds.
4, 3, 9, 8,
2 minutes.
7.
And he quickly opens the door. Did you time me? How was that?
You're exactly 30 seconds.
Close enough. So what do you need?
Mind if I stay here? Apparently, there is a limited selection of rooms, and you are one of the less irritating people.
Gee, thanks.
I've leveled up in the world. Come on in.
Before I do need to speak to Adrian about something.
All right.
Yeah, where is Seven sleeping?
Seven is I believe Seven's sleeping in Hoshimi's room.
Yay!
Aw.
Okay. I'm surprised they let the Griffin in.
I'm going
I
to assume it was Hoshimi's insistence.
Yes. All right. So, all right. So, you knock on Adrian's door.
1 second. Adrian kind of stumbles.
All right. So, Adrian, you kind of stumble as you open the door, and Shylan, you see Adrian obviously looking a little disheveled from doing a lot of studying, and you also see Sybil just sitting on the bed, unmoving and smiling. Almost as if he expected your arrival.
If it's not too late in the evening for you, I have 2 questions that require your expertise.
Adrian rubs his eyes. Yeah, go ahead.
First, you mentioned that it would be near impossible for Raquel to use magic to enhance her physical speed and strength, yes?
Yes.
Which is more unlikely, that Raquel used such magic, or that someone modified her memories?
That's gonna be an Arcana check, if you could give me that.
Oh, hang on. I did that as private GM.
You did. Okay, that's fine.
20 for those out there. 22.
I think I can. There we go.
Aha, public. There we go.
Yes, I can. Yes, I have the power.
There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. All right. So, So, Adrian, you're thinking about it, and if someone else were to cast it, yes, that would make things, that is a bit more in the realm of possibility, especially in this place where magicians are not as tabs aren't kept on them as well. But you do know that modify memory is a significantly more difficult spell than haste.
More than likely, someone would be able to cast haste on her. Modify memory is a bit more difficult.
Haste. What about another spell to modify someone's, not their memories, but their emotion? Like increase their anger, sense of cruelty?
That's, I think, a bit out of my... I think that's not my purview. That's more... That'd be more like Damn, would that be more like bardic?
That would be a cult.
Oh, occultism. There you go. Please hide. Oh, come on!
Wow, okay. So that's out of Adrian's purview.
My modifier's high, and I rolled a 2.
Yeah. Hey, babe, glad it wasn't a 1.
Oh, my bad.
It was almost an 18, though.
Can I hear any of this?
Are you? No, the walls are designed to, like
Isolate sound.
yes.
Okay,
isolate.
'cause-
Custard! The one time we want Shylon to be a loudmouth.
Yes. But I mean, all she's doing is sitting in a room knitting and reading.
Oh.
I mean, if you want to bring her into this discussion, you can.
I would
Right.
I would like that, but
Mhm.
You'll have to figure out a way to do it.
Anyway,
still. So, unlikely, but again, give me an estimation. If you were told 2 very unlikely stories, one that she had her mind or memory altered, and 2 that she herself cast these impossible spells, which would you say is more likely?
more than likely, someone cast a spell on her.
So, no matter what way we look at it, we have a third element, well, 5th in this case, uncounted for.
Suddenly, I want to sing opera.
Multipass.
Lilo Dallas Multipass.
And there was one more question I wanted to ask you. Unfortunately, my player forgot what it was. Okay,
By the why are you asking me about this modified memory spell?
her memory is close. We saw her memories. They've been preserved in a bottle.
Alright, and what did you see?
What we saw through her eyes was Raquel going berserk and personally leaping from child to child like a rabid animal and tearing them apart with sadistic, pleasure-filled glee.
So, was the movement accurate from, I guess, point F to point A1?
Not entirely. That was my first concern. It's possible that it may have simply been a not 100% accurate sketching, but given everything else that doesn't add up, I'm starting to wonder if her memories of the situation were exactly as the situation happened. Especially with what you mentioned about how she should not have been able to enhance her speed or strength like that.
Well, still bugs me that third child was left out of the police sketch. I admit, and the fact that she's not giving any law enforcement the light of day is a problem. If only there was someone else who possibly could have seen it.
Well, I'm in contact with the third child at the moment. We're going to be seeing her tomorrow.
What was curious? What was Raquel doing in the dream before she was attacked? In the memory before she was attacked?
Wait a minute.
What?
Sybil, I hate to presume, but you wouldn't happen to know any wildlife, would you?
Wildlife, you say?
Yes.
What are you getting at?
There was a wolf with her, one she was able to talk to.
What?
A small pup, I believe. it's a long shot, but if that was still there, if it was still in that area,
6 years.
maybe it would be a witness that no one ever thought to question, and for our purposes, one that no one ever thought to silence.
Adrian's mouth is like open. Oh my dogma.
Wait, what?
He said the name of a deity.
No, I know, but like, what did Shylin say that made him say it?
The
I think I
witness
just-
has four paws.
The
Wait, what?
wolf that she was talking to could be a witness. If that wolf is still in that area and hasn't moved on, which he's really hoping that wolves are territorial.
Oh, wolves are wolves territorial? I'm actually okay. Never
They
mind.
can be.
They are.
Like, are they nomadic and like are they the kind to stick into one territory their whole lives, or would it have moved on? If it's still alive, if it's still there, it could actually be a witness that no one thought to question, and also no one thought to silence.
Wolves typically live up to 15 years, so
And it was a pup.
it'd only be about 8 or 9.
Of course, Shylin is not proficient in the study of animals, so he would not know this. So that's why he was asking. So, but you would happen to know about wildlife, would you? Anyways, that's why I was asking Sybil. Asking Sybil know about wildlife, because I'm hoping that the wolf would still be alive for this long, because I know that some animals don't live as long as people do. And that it would still be in the same area. And of course, there's a possibility in the problem of it having been killed by another predator or something, or succumbed to disease, or all sorts of manners, but it's a possibility that it could serve as a witness.
Not serve as a witness, but I don't think Cord allows.
A witness to us.
Yep, that's what I meant.
No, we're not going that far into Phoenix, right?
No good.
But it is. That might be our best lead, if we can.
Yes. I now I've remembered. I have one last question for you regarding your magic expertise.
Sure.
Is Raquel a common case? Is it common for mages to suddenly develop? I'm assuming. Actually, that is a good question. What we saw of her, would you say she is more powerful than should be expected of her age, less powerful than would be expected, or is her current power typical of someone of her age and experience?
Arcana check on this one?
Yes.
Alright. Come back up. Okay, 23. I'm good at Arcana. Apparently not that good in occultism.
All right. So, Adrian, it's not. You know that it's not impossible for powers to be awakened. Sorcerers are a thing, and a lot of times their powers are awakened by either great trauma or sometimes divine intervention swoops in. It's a very weird world, and weird things happen. So you know that it's not out of the realm of possibility.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
But the second part of my question was, how powerful is she for her age?
How powerful
is she more powerful than would?
Okay. How powerful is she for her age? She is a little more powerful than average.
Above average.
Yeah.
Like, give a couple years, she could be an apprentice to a sage.
I want your opinion on this theory. So, a child mage is awakened, develops her ability. This is not unheard of, but it is still rare. Rare enough to gain the interest of some people. Those people decide, through their connections, that they might want to keep her in the asylum for ease of study, shall we say. Learn more about her abilities and perhaps find a way to use those abilities for their own benefit.
Would this be a society check?
So just searching for anyone who might any like public figures who might benefit from this sort of thing.
Also,
I guess.
out of character, did Owen mention Hollyhock in Shylon's presence?
We were all in the jail cells when she brought him
jail
up.
cell.
Yes.
Actually, do you know where? Would you wouldn't happen to know where Owen is? Would you?
Probably a couple rooms down, but this might want to wait until morning because it's late and I need to recharge.
Of course.
I'm sorry, that's
Good night.
what I can do. Good night. And Adrian closes the door. And he looks over to Sybil. So, what exactly are you?
Ooh.
Wow, just going right out there with that.
Dang.
I am known as Wei-Yang.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
I can't imagine most of people have heard of them.
You can roll society, Adrian, if you would like. If you want to see if you know anything about this.
All right, let's go for it. Please be high. Okay,
Ask
there
and
we
you
go.
shall receive.
All right. So most of all you know about the Wei-Yang or Wai-Yang, however you want to pronounce it, it doesn't say how to pronounce it.
Please, for the sake of my imagination, Wai-Yang, okay?
Okay, Wai-Yang. Okay, so the Wai-Yang are you've heard rumors of like these small goblin-like people, but they aren't goblins, and they seem to have a very odd perspective. A lot of them are very shady merchants, and they and the more you think about it, yeah, it checks out. They talk very weird, and they talk very odd. They talk in a strange philosophy, and a lot of them do. You've heard like crazy things about ritual scarification and them having very strangely colored skin and markings.
He looks at Sybil and his dark skin. Do most of the Wai-Yang have this ability that if people touch them, they freeze up?
Not that I know of. But then it's been some time since I've been with any others.
before the flash, what were you doing?
Having pleasant conversations. Wandering.
With anyone in particular?
Oh, but you've already met my companion, haven't you?
Adrian remembers. Right, yeah. The doll. How long have you known your companion?
Perhaps half of my life, if I had to guess.
Adrian gives the introspective I see. You're a very go with the flow person. I've seen a little bit from you and Detective Edgeworth. Am I somewhere in the vicinity with that?
Well, you see, I've been wondering for a long time exactly what I should be doing, where I should be going. I didn't plan on meeting anyone, but the more time I spend with each of you, it makes me wonder. Is there something that you are supposed to enlighten me with?
Adrian pauses at that and sort of asks the question himself. Well, let's ask the question to himself, I should say. I've asked. Somehow I seem to ask that question a couple times. Destiny has an interesting way of shaping your path for the future. I mean, sometimes the fates align, the path's laid out before you. It's one you've always wanted, and other times you're dealt a bad hand and your path is met with resistance. Which one do you think you are?
Well, I think I know what I can do to understand whether you might be who I should be with.
I guess it's something to think about. Adrian looks down at his watch. Well, I think I'm gonna get some rest.
All right, before it's as you look up, you see that Sybyl's eyes have rolled up into the back of his head, and he is clutching his doll. You see the doll begin to glow with this black haze. He begins to sway slowly to the left and right. And you see that the lights in the room slowly begin to dim. It's like the shadows from underneath him, shadowy tendrils begin to shoot out from under him. They shoot out towards you. They pass harmlessly through you, but you feel a strange otherworldly feeling in your soul. It's you want to scream but you can't. Then you blink and it looks as if Sybil is just sitting down on the bed like nothing happened.
Okay.
Dreams.
That was a thing. Adrian looks down.
I think I might like you.
And I think I need to change of pajamas.
I want you to roll a perception check for me, Adrian.
Yep. Give me a minute.
Oh, how'd you sleep last night? What is sleep?
What the heck is sleep?
I love that.
About the only thing I can think of is
Funny. There you go.
About the only thing I can think of
Alright.
is sweet dreams.
All right.
I love it. Anyway.
All right. So it's like as you're packing up your notes and going to bed, you notice something in your notes that you don't remember writing. It's the word. It's been a while since I've spoken to my sisters. I should send them a letter.
I didn't write that. Didn't I? He looks over towards Sybil. Should I?
I would.
Adrian puts down his notes and at the edge of his bed starts writing out a letter to Lark and Merylwyn, his sisters. And he's basically writing, how have you been? It's been a while. How's mom been doing? Have you seen dad as of late? And he writes that he misses them. And maybe someday in the future he would like to visit Directian. Besides, hope to see you soon. With much love, your brother, Adrian. He looks down, looking over the note again. And he almost starts crying a little. I really have been far away from home for a long time.
Isn't it nice to have pleasant conversations?
Adrian folds the letter neatly, places it at the end of his bed, and he sort of cries himself to sleep.
Oh.
Poor Adrian.